But I've also seen something else. And what I've seen is what happens to people whenever they're given support, when they're given compassion, and when they're given a place to begin healing. And that's what one place does, and that's what it provides. And today, we just want to say thank you to Immanuel Presbyterian Church for welcoming us and allowing us to share our mission with you.
Praise the Lord and good morning. My name is Charles Stringer, and I serve as the Fund Development Associate at One Place Family Justice Center. And before I just speak, I just would like to say thank you to this great church for hosting us, not just here, but we also had an interfaith prayer service here about 3 or 4 months ago, and you all were so kind and hospitable, so thank you. And to Reverend O'Neill, we appreciate you, and your light shines bright, so thank you for thinking about us. As our executive director said, Dr. Sullivan, One Place Family Justice Center is a place that gives survivors of sexual assault, rape, and domestic violence hope. And I think the message that was shared with us was spot on. And I'm going a little bit off script, but if I would just imagine Philip's 4 daughters living in Montgomery, being a victim of those things and not having a place to go where they could get examination, or where they could have the police department, or where they could have caseworkers to help them navigate a difficult situation, where would Philip's daughters be? And so in Montgomery, we have so many of Philip's daughters who then asked to be a survivor of rape or sexual assault. But One Place Family Justice Center is the place, it's the only place in central Alabama that provides sexual assault nurse examinations. And so that is a procedure where they can come in, and it's free. We have about 12 nurses on staff that they can come and get examined. And that will be able for them to press charges against a person that violated them. And that's very important. So healing and justice go hand in hand. And so today, your generosity helps those programs continue. Your generosity helps people to come forward and know that they are coming into a safe place. Know they are coming to a place that loves them and I want to see them on their healing journey. And so we have the same nurse examinations. We have crisis counseling. For 90 days, if anybody come into one place and say, this happened to me, no question asked, they would get free counseling. So you're giving towards that. You're giving towards legal services, the magistrate. We have law enforcement, case management, and victim services. And also, today, your church also offers a place of outreach. I know that when we were here and we did the interfaith prayer service, it was live stream on Facebook. And so a lot of times, my voice can be carried even further with the social media that we have available to us. So we're even thankful that this is being live streamed and people can even learn about One Place far distant than we'll be able to tell them. So your outreach, what you hear today, going back to your community and letting people know that this service is available to them is so important. And most importantly, again, just allowing people to know that they are not alone. That they have a center, they have a nonprofit organization called One Place Family Justice Center that is here to make our communities just a little bit safer. So we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jaleesa Albadani, and I serve as the Director of Victim Services at One Place Family Justice Center. And as our Executive Director and our Fund Development Associate has shared, again, I want to also extend our thanks for letting us be here, for your generosity, and again, for joining us in community to spread awareness about One Place, what One Place does, but also how we as a community can support people who have been victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and rape. One Place is funded typically majority by federal funds. And if you know, we all recognize that federal funds continually dwindle. We don't know often what's going to be available for us during the next fiscal year. And so we count on donations from the community, from churches, from organizations who understand the importance and the significance of the work that we do and want to say to survivors that you're important and that you matter and that we want to make sure that you have a space to come to if you need us. And giving doesn't always have to mean a check. So we understand that money is needed, and that's how we sustain. It helps us to do things like provide transportation for victims who may not have a way to get to our center. It helps us pay for examination supplies so that we can do those exams, so that we can fund the staff that's needed to do those services. It helps us provide a clothing closet, food, snacks for victims, because again, when someone is victimized, it's not just impacting one area of their life. It has the ability to impact them, their children, their families, and ultimately our community. But again, if you can't give financially, volunteers are also always needed and appreciated. We need people who are willing to give their time and talents. That can look like someone who's willing to be a volunteer at our front desk area, to greet clients, to make them feel comfortable as soon as they enter our space, to answer phones. Maybe your gift is your time, your connection to business, your ability to organize an event. Whatever your gift may be, there is a space for you at One Place to join us again and be a safe space for victims to see. One Place, we cannot erase what happened to a survivor, and we know that and we can understand that. But we can help make sure what happened to them doesn't determine the rest of their life. We can let them know that we stand with them, that we are there for them, that we love them, that we care for them, and that there is hope after trauma. Again, thank you so much for allowing us to be here, and again, thank you.
I just want to add one more thing, just to let you know the seriousness about this. So today, from January to today, we have did over 150 sexual assault nurse examinations in Central Alabama. And so you may think that number is big, but statistically speaking, 1 out of 3 people ever report. So if we have served right now 150, there's about 2, you can times that by 2, by people who have not come forward. And so we have a great challenge ahead of us to get this word out that you can come forward and you can continue your journey towards healing and justice through One Place Family Justice Center. So thank you so much.
And we just want to say thank you, Immanuel Presbyterian Church, for standing with One Place Family Justice Center, for believing in our survivors and helping us build stronger, safer communities. Together we can provide hope, together we can provide healing, and together we can help our survivors move forward. And I just want to tell you thank you.